Hey guys, welcome back to Boss Fan TV, and today we're back with another match preview. This time we're going to be previewing tomorrow's game, North Dublin Derby against Shelbourne. Um, yeah, obviously we're full of confidence at the minute. Two wins from two in the first two games, and it's been a great start to the season. Two good performances, two games where we deserve to win, and it's great to see a bit of a feel good factor back, I suppose, after a pretty long and disappointing season last year. Um, yeah, so I expect this one to be quite tough, though. I know Shells have kind of had a bit of a mixed start to the season. They get a point against Drogheda in their first game, in a game where I think a lot of people would have thought maybe they'd nick it, but they didn't, and they drew 0-0, and then they got to Pats and they lose 1-0. And I didn't watch the game now, but from what I heard, they were quite not unlucky, but they did create a few chances that maybe they should have done better with. They kind of conceded quite late on. I think it was the 84th or 5th minute that I think they went behind, and yeah, I think it'll be tight. Shells are they have a few good players. They're a tough team to play against, as we've seen in the past. The the game back in September, the cup game, which we won't talk about too much because I don't think anyone wants to be reminded of that ever again. But we did lose that 3-0, and it was a very hard game. We were very poor. Shells were good that day. It's some. We've seen from that game that they can be a good side on that day. Um, they haven't quite started maybe the season how they would have liked. They probably would have liked to have got off the win and started there against Drogheda. The team that probably will be down there along with them. Um, and I think it's probably been more of a lack of a goal scorer really for Shelbourne at the minute. They've sorry, just moving the camera there. They didn't have Sean Boyd there. I think for the Pats game. And he was a big miss. He scored 11 goals from last season, I think, and he's probably arguably their best player. And I think when he's not on the pitch, they don't look like they're going to score. As for us, though, yeah, we flew in. First two games where we deserved to win. Like I said, we played really well, and we were showing both, a really strong attacking outlet and a good work ethic, a solid defence. Um, from the first two games, obviously, I suspect Friday will be a bit tougher. I know Shells aren't particularly an amazing side that are going to be up there this season, but they're still a good side that really tests you. You know, they work hard. I think that's one thing that's really that Duff's really drilled into them since he's come in. That that they work hard, they battle for every ball, and we've seen that in the games that we played against them last season. I think bar the 4-1 in Tolga there back in I think it was at Labour last year. The games were quite tense and tight and tough, so I expect more of the same tomorrow. Obviously, I think for me it'll depend on whether Boyd is fit. If he is fit, then I think Shells will probably fancy their chances a bit more. Um, but if but if not, sorry, I don't think they're gonna get much joy out of it. This one tomorrow. I know they haven't really got much of a replacement either. They have that young fella they got on loan from Redden, Lady or whatever his name is, and he hasn't he's played yet. They have your man Robinson who they signed from Pats. He's quite young and raw. He's not quite at that level yet. But they still have players like Jack Moylan and Shane Farrell that are good young players that can cause most teams in this league problems on their day, and they'll be at home as well. Obviously, there's been a bit of a kind of debacle on Twitter about the whole the tickets thing, and is there going to be more Bowls fans in the home end than the away end? And is it just going to be like half a Talca Park is just Bowls? But we'll wait and see. I think it's been a bit kind of ridiculous. I don't think there's going to be much trouble or anything. It's just I think Shell's had a bit of a nightmare with their ticket thing. Obviously, they sent out a private link then to season ticket holders, and somehow someone got that link, and Bowls fans were sharing it. It's the type of stuff that makes this league so good, isn't it? The kind of the silliness of it all, really, and it makes for good build up to this game. It's a game that I think we will win. That's sort of giving my prediction. I'll get onto that in a minute and my predicted lineup and stuff. But I think it's a game we will win. I just think we'll have too much of them in attack. The defense is a bit not shaky like, but you look at that record. I think they've only won 2 or 3 games since July of last year, which is poor. Like that's relegation form. That I was surprised when I saw that. Because like a lot of people would have said, they'd have won more because they were in a cup final. I think that kind of not distracted a few people, but it certainly kind of covered up their league form in a way. And I think this one will be tight, but if I fancy us to nick it, I'm gonna go 2-0 actually. I think that's not really nicking it, like, but I just think we'll have a bit too much fun in the attack. As for me predicted 11, I don't think it'll change from the Dublin Dog game. Personally, I wouldn't change it anyway. Why would you change a winning team after such a strong performance? Um, Talbot and being goal, obviously, right back, Bogo. Obviously, there's been kind of not questions like he's done really well since going in there, but is he going to play there long term? Probably not. I suspect if when Jay Bain's back and fit and firing, I suspect he'll be starting that right back. Um, Centre halves will be Horton and Casper. Left back will be Paddy Cork. Midfield three will be Flores, Q, and McDonald. Front three will be Condy, Afolabi, and McDade. Yeah, that's the team we'd go for anyway. But we wouldn't change anything. I think that midfield's been fantastic in particular since coming in. Particularly McDonald. He was very very good against Dundalk. I thought covered every blade of grass, worked really hard. Um, Flores as well scored two goals in 2 games. Fantastic free kick there last week, and he started the season really well. Ali Coote looks like the old Ali Coote that we've seen in the past under Keith Long, and long may that continue really. And Dylan Conley's been really good. Apalabi works really really hard. I think it's only a matter of time before he'll start getting on the score sheet. McDade has done really well against Dundalk as well. That there's a lot of really good attacking quality in the team, and I do fancy us to win the game 2-0. Maybe it might be a bit bold to say we'll keep a clean sheet. Given that how tight this game will be. I wouldn't argue anyone going maybe but a 1-0 or maybe even like a draw or something. Just these types of games are quite cagey, but um. Well, I'm going to be confident because why not? We started the season really well, and there's so much confidence and around the place at the minute. And why not go for a third straight win of the season? And yeah, look, I'm sure it's going to be a great game, great atmosphere, and hopefully we'll continue our good start. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into this game, your score predictions, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.